Good morning, everyone. Welcome to BlueSync on Thursday, March 6th, 2025. We are going to be talking about Moxi Engage and drip campaigns and how you can help your agents get those set up for their sphere of influence. As you heard from our staff sales meeting yesterday, we do have a special bingo square that can be earned for setting up a Moxi Engage drip campaign. And thanks to the brand, we have amazing content already built out in Moxi that allows our agents to stay in touch with their sphere of influence. We all know the stat, right? The average American adult knows 7 different real estate agents. That's a lot of people. So you want to make sure that our agents are the ones in front of the consumer when they have that real estate need. And of course, we want to share content that is relevant to them. And that's where the brand comes in with Moxi Engage. So let's go ahead and jump in. Of course, we're going to start with desk. Find your Moxi Works square. Again, it may not be right there front and center where mine is because you can drop and drag these. You can order these however you want. So keep in mind, if you can't find it in the Find app, go ahead and start typing Moxi and that should come up for you. Once in Moxi, you want to make sure you go to the top of the page here and click on Engage. When you first launch into Moxi, you most likely will launch into Present, which is our CMA product. But we are talking about drip campaigns today and engaging our sphere of influence. So you do want to click on Engage. Keep in mind, this is where your dashboard is, where your personal assistant, if you will, lives. This gives you your stay and flow people to contact. It gives you recent interactions, a to-do list. It syncs over to your Google Calendar, and it shows your sales flow. So in order to get to the campaigns, you click on the button that says campaigns. If you currently have any running, you will see those here. And as you can see for the staff on the call, I am actually proxied into an agent. So you can set these up for the agent as long as they give you clear instruction on who they want set up on a drip campaign. But this is functionality if you have a delegated access to your agents that you can help set this up for them. So if you've never been in here and you don't have drip campaigns going, that's okay. What you want to do is in the big blue button right here is click add from library. This is going to show you all of the different drip campaigns that are available, and it will tell you the source. So if it says Coldwell Banker Parent Company, obviously that's coming from the brand. If it says brokerage, that's coming from the Schmidt family of companies. But because they've, as you can see, as I scroll here, they have so much content here. We do still have some brokerage, but not very many. So for the most part, it is going to be content coming from the brand. And you can see that was a long scroll. So we have drip campaigns for buyers, cold buyer. Maybe you met somebody at an open house. They haven't really been in touch, but you know that they talked about wanting to buy in the near future. Perfect candidate to put on this drip campaign. If you want to see what is on the campaign, when you click preview, it's going to show you what the emails are. So the first one is you add this campaign, the next day they get an email. And then 9 days later, and then 18 days from the start. So 9 days after that, 9 days. And then it gives you one more. So it's just a way to softly touch that cold buyer. So when you click on these emails up here, it's the first one is I'm here to help. A few things to consider. So just great content, beautiful imagery from the brand, so on and so forth. So you'll see again, we went from add from library, and then we went through and looked at all of these. So of course we have our holiday campaign here. If you want to see what all is involved in there, you can click preview. Now, if you are choosing the holiday one, they have a lot of different holidays, not just your major, holidays. So you see things like International Women's Day, Arab American Heritage Day. So if you are sending the holiday campaign, I highly encourage you to go through and see what these are, because you may choose to modify that when you go to set up the campaign. So again, just lots of different great content from the brand. Now, obviously, as opposed to the buyer that started the day after you added the campaign, a holiday campaign is very date based, of course, because holidays fall on specific days. So you'll see here that the days are on here. And because we're jumping in, it's going to start, of course, today's the 6th. So the first one that would go out if you set up somebody today would be the March 8th one. They get one on March 9th for daylight savings. We lose an hour this weekend. Sorry to burst your bubble if you didn't know that, but one last hour of sleep. St. Patrick's Day, first day of spring. We're all anxiously awaiting that here in the north, so on and so forth. But you are able to modify this after you add it from the campaigns, should you so choose. So add from library, again, if you go back here, you'll just see there's things like the move meter matchup, which is a 16 touch point. That's great for a cold lead, right? It keeps you in front of that consumer until they're ready to transact. There's great Spanish also content in here. Finally, our Moxi Engage is bilingual. So you'll see those are in here as well. This one's wonderful. So if your agent has a closing, you can say, hey, Mr. Agent, Mrs. Agent, I saw you at a closing. Would you like me to put your client on a 12-month drip campaign? That's an excellent way to stay in touch with a very happy customer that you just helped, who probably has family members or friends or people in their sphere that are looking for a real estate agent. So you want to stay in front of them. So as long as you have proxy, again, you can help the client or help your agent set their client up on that drip campaign. So you'll just see lots and lots of content. There's recruiting in here for our DSGs. There's global luxury for our luxury agents. And you'll see that there's just a lot of different content that you are able to pull in order to stay in front of your sphere of influence. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to that holiday one. I saw the 2024 one. Here we go, 2025. We're going to click add to campaigns. So once you're ready to go, you've previewed it, that's when you want to click add to campaigns. It's going to give you the green button. Yep, we added it, but it's going to leave you on that screen, which is great, because then if you wanted to add more, you can go ahead and add a different one. Maybe you want to set up your people on holiday, but you also had a closing recently and you want to set them on closing. You can go ahead and click add to campaigns right from the screen. Once you're done, click close. So now you'll see that you are on your landing page and it says all campaigns. So that one that we just added here is, of course, our holiday 2025 campaign. If you want to drill down into the different filters, you can see awaiting setup. It's going to be there as well because we haven't set it up yet. And then once we click to set it up, you'll see that it's going to be in running. So if you ever wanted to go back, if your agent needed to go back to see what they are running, they can do so from here. It's also going to tell you if you have a running campaign, what your open rate is, what that number equates to. Was there a link to click through somewhere? If so, it'll track your clicks as well. And did somebody unsubscribe? So it's going to track all of that information for you. You are able to remove a person from the drip campaign, but that person, to follow federal guidelines, is always able to unsubscribe themselves as well. So once you are in awaiting setup here, this is the one that we just pulled in. If you further want to look at those emails, you can do so. You'll see that it gives you the date that they're going to go and what those are. And then when you click on the actual campaign itself, it's going to pop you into this screen here that allows you to set this up. So you'll see you can choose your set of recipients. You can click set up here. You can also edit schedule. So to my point, make sure you're looking at the holidays that are being pulled in from the brand content. If there's one that you don't want to send, maybe you don't want to be the bearer of bad news that we lose an hour of sleep, so you want to remove the spring forward email, you click edit schedule here. It lets you know it breaks the sync. So if the brand was to add another email campaign to this, because you're editing it for yourself, it won't automatically update, but you can always go back at a later date, pull in extra emails, or update that campaign to 2026 holiday campaign. So just need to confirm, oops, well, don't want to do that. Just need to confirm that you're good with that. And then you'll see you can change dates if you want, but again, this is a holiday one, so dates are pretty finite. And then you can click remove. So maybe you don't want to be the bearer of bad news that you lose an hour of sleep, so you click remove, and then that simply will go away. It will not send that, but it will continue on these dates to send the next holiday email campaign to your consumers that you've chosen. Now, once you've set this up and it's running, you can always add other people. So if we want to go ahead, I'm going to click finish later so I don't start a campaign for an agent that I'm in and go to running. You'll see when you click on it here, you can always edit recipients, and then that will start for them once you add them. So obviously the holiday campaign, if you've added somebody to a running campaign, the next holiday that comes up is going to send them that information. If you have a cold buyer campaign set up where it's based on, it sends it the day you set it up and then 9 days and then 9 or whatever it might be, That's going to start for that person when you add them in. So it'll be running for the current people that are in it. And then if you add somebody new to a running campaign, it's just going to start for them based on the cadence of that campaign. So it's a great way to only have one campaign running, but then be able to ebb and flow your people, add someone you want to, remove some if they've asked you to. So again, that's done in edit recipients here. So we're going to go back to awaiting setup here. This is the one that we were just talking about. I haven't added people because this isn't my Engage account. And then if you decide that you've been playing around with this campaign, but you're not really sure that you want to send it, you just kind of want it out of your dashboard, click archive here, and that will show up in your archived filter right here. So you'll see all campaigns is where we started. Awaiting setup is where we went when we added the one from the library. And then running is the ones that are running. Paused, quite self-explanatory. It's if you've paused a campaign, and then if you've archived them, you can come here and you'll see that it's under your archived. From here, you can decide to take it out of archive and run the campaign, or you can go ahead and delete it fully if you so choose. I do have a question, so let me pop over and read that. That's a great question, Amy. So Amy's question was, where does the e-signature at the bottom of the drip emails come from? So this is a signature that you can set up. If you have proxy for your agents, you can do it for them. If not, the agents will have to go set it up themselves, but it will pull from the custom signature block from your account. So in order to get over to that option, we are currently in Engage. We need to step out of Engage by clicking in the upper right corner, go to My Account, give that a second to load. And then over to the left where it says My Brand, this is where you're able to update that email signature. So the default is going to be basic, which is basically just your headshot, your name, your email address, your phone number. Or you can go in and choose a template, which is preset. It'll also pull your headshot and stuff from your actual agent account. Or what a lot of agents like to do, because they've already have the amazing email signatures provided from the marketing group, they go to custom. And so when you go to custom, you'll see it's much like a Word document or a Google Doc. Here you can change the typeset, you can make things bold, underline, change the color if you so choose, or you'll see here you can actually add an image. So if you have that great JPEG or PNG image of an email signature, when you click on this little insert image guy right here, you can actually pull in that email signature so that when you set up a Moxi Engage campaign and it's sending that information to your clients, that's the email signature that will be at the bottom. So if you have a newer agent and they've not been in here to do this, it does default to basic, which between you and me is not very pretty. It's your headshot, basically a line, and then name, email, and that kind of contact info. So again, in order to update that, you want to go into My Account from the upper right corner, go to My Brand. And then this is where you're able to change it. You can choose a template if you choose, custom, and then basic. And then if you do update it, make sure you click save right here. It's a great question, Amy. So back in Engage, I'll go ahead and pause to see if we have any more questions. Again, talk about this to your agents, especially the newer ones. Actually, the ones that have been around, maybe if you know they're not using Engage, say, hey, do you know there's new content? There's great content for buyers. There's great content for closed clients. There is soft touches when it comes to holiday campaigns, and just let them know all that great content is in there and it's ready for them to use to send to their sphere of influence. I don't see any more questions, so I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go, but I appreciate the time today. As always, this will be put up in the Schmidt Video Classroom in the BlueSync playlists. Thanks, everyone. Bye now.